Welcome everyone to another episode of theBriceSide. Just over my shoulder is Cape Cornwall, beautiful Cape Cornwall. But it is not the subject matter for today. We are here today to go and find an ancient burial chamber, an ancient sort of funeral cairn, which is just in that direction, over there. St Just is that way, Cape Cornwall's behind me, so let's go and find this prehistoric site and explore. It's a very windy day, it's another windy day, very foggy as well. Beautiful coastline on this peninsula. I think those rocks out to sea are called the Brisons, but I'm not 100% sure. Very beautiful. But like I said, we can't see much because of the fog, but never mind. Now, we do have to be careful around here because there are lots of mine shafts on this coast, so I don't want to go tumbling down one of those. But, oh, look at that. Beautiful coast. Maybe we'll come back here on a less windy day. Well, if I had to be buried, this isn't a bad place to be buried. Wait a minute, I see someone peeking their head over that wall. It's Shellbell. And here is the subject matter in question. Look at this. Right, there's an information placard back this way, so let's have a little look. Right, Ballowall Barrow, Bronze Age burials. There we go, concealed by debris from nearby tin mines. Ballowall Barrow was first discovered by William Copeland Borlase in 1878. Now, we've come across his name before because he was a local man. I believe he was born in Pendine, and he used to excavate a lot of these areas around Penwith. But that's really interesting. There he is. So in the centre of the barrow was a mound surrounded by two concentric dry stone walls. Contained within were 5 small stone-lined chambers known as cists, some with Bronze Age pottery which probably held cremations. Huh. So here's like an overview. And we are standing kind of where Tilly's finger is. We're kind of here, looking at it that way. So that's really cool. So let's go and have a little look. On the far side is possibly the grave entrance. So we'll go and find that.
Concentric circle.
Right, so I'm up on top now, and here are our concentric circles. So that's going to be the inner one that you can see going around, and then I'm standing on the outside one. There's a lot of granite stones here, that's for sure. Oh, is that a cyst? Yeah, so I suppose this is one of those cysts that was mentioned in the information back there, where perhaps some of these remains, or cremated remains, were found. So I'm kind of in between those two circles right now. This is really cool. Look how old this is. It's like Bronze Age, or it's like thousands of years old. Hey!
Look, this is the pit.
Is that what it's called? The pit? So yeah, this big circle that kind of just comes off of the inner ring here. So this is the pit.
Yeah.
So it's called the pit.
I think it said the pit.
Yeah.
Mommy, I read down it said pit.
All right. Let's carry on around. So this is now looking down into the centre. Check that out. It's quite deep. So there are some steps that lead down here. Now whether these steps would be original or whether they were just put in more sort of recent decades or centuries just to help out ramblers like us. But yeah, I don't know, I wouldn't have thought they were a part of the original structure, but I might be completely wrong on that. But we are now in the dead centre of this barrow. Look at that. Now from where I'm standing in the centre of the barrow, just peeking its head up there, is a big old chimney belonging to a engine of some description. Tin mine. I actually don't know which mine that is.
There's a lot of mines.
I was going to say there's a lot of mines up here, and I got to declare an epic fail on that one. I actually don't know the name of that.
See if we can find a sign.
Yeah, we'll see if we can find a sign in a minute. But I don't know the name. If you do know, drop me a comment. Right, let's clamber back out of here. So again, for a little bit of wave finding, there is the magnificent coastline and that mine, and we started there so just beyond there is the information placard, obviously the centre where I've just clambered out of, and now
If you look out to the sea, to the left, it's Land's End.
yeah, so as Shelley's pointed out, that way is Land's End, and that way where we started the video is Cape Cornwall. And like I said, I believe those rocks are called the Brysons. Hey AJ, your boots are back to front, kiddo.
No, they're not.
Your boots are back to front. Do you think it would be a fair thing to say that, like, St. Just has its own, like, weather? Do you think that, like, you know, because actually it wasn't
like
too...
Four Lanes.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad in Penzance. And I was actually thinking of the enchanted forest in Frozen 2 where the mist never disperses.
It's a bit like that.
Yeah. It does kind of add something, though, to the ambience, though, doesn't it? It does kind of add a... I don't know, a mysterious feel to it? What do you think?
Yeah, AJ definitely thinks.
If that's sort of ancient... I don't know. Ancient vibes going on.
Ta-da!
Okay, boots. Back on the right way round.
We can find the name of that mine shop.
Right, so according to the information, this is believed to be an entrance. It's obviously blocked. Well, I assume it's blocked, unless that's just a titchy little room. That's kind of interesting. We can kind of get right in here. Fascinates me. You think, how long ago those blocks of granite were just laid there? The people that built them and the reasons why they built this place. But again, just for some more wayfinding, we've just come out of... So if we pretend that we're coming out of that entrance, we look out onto the coastline. Again, Land's End down there, Cape Cornwall that way. This place is really popular with walkers. There are paths all around this coast. In fact, the whole sort of peninsula's got it's the Southwest Coastal Path, I think it's called. But although it's a little bit misty and foggy today, you can see how absolutely beautiful this is. And I kind of like the fog. I think it does add something to it. But we'll come back here maybe in the summer or spring and maybe try and document this in the sun. Just a little notice there to be mindful. Beware mine shafts. Please keep the footpaths. Ballowall Barrow. I have to say that these ancient sites blow my mind. And we are very lucky to live in this part of Cornwall where there are just a ridiculous amount of these places. Okay, the barrow is about 72 feet in diameter, just to give you an idea of roughly the size of this thing. It's quite big, it's quite impressive. There we go, back around the, well, I want to say the front, but I assume it would be the back side of the barrow because that entrance is down that side. So this looks like the front to us because here's the little road, sort of track thing, and there is the information placard. So to us, yeah, it looks like the front, but I would say that this is probably the back. Oh, and I think Shelley was right about that here, the pit. I think that's what she called it. Really fascinating. So did you know, yeah, so we know that William Borlase excavated a lot of sites. Now actually I was getting confused with William Borlase, but actually looking at the dates, no, he was a lot older. He was the great-great-grandson of Cornish historian William Borlase. Yeah, so that's the guy, 1848 to 1899, who excavated a huge amount of these sites, Chichester, Cairn. Fascinating. Right, I'm going to head over to that mine and just see if there's a name, because like I said, epically failed on the name of that mine. So I'm going to see if I can find out for you guys. In fact, this place is just a plethora of built-up piles of stone. I assume that all of this is to do with the mine workings, I would imagine. Okay, just stepped off the road. Just up to this little grassy path. See if we can get a bit closer to this mine. Now the signs clearly say keep to the footpaths because of mine shafts, so I'm only going to get close to that thing if there are some direct paths to it. Well, this path is well trodden. Remnant of this wall. Time's gone by, all the ivy growing over it. The rest of the structure completely gone. Well, probably in rubble format. Pretty impressive. That's quite interesting. So this side of that wall, completely covered in ivy. And this side, no ivy, or very little ivy. Huh. How about that? You can hear that wind just whistling through or around that chimney. All right, I think we're done in there. We've seen what we can see there, so let's get back out to the path. And as I'm walking back toward the car now, there's the barrow on my left. And it just sits there for all time. In all weathers, people like me, rambling over it, exploring every nook and cranny. And you know, at the end of the day, it's still there. Another structure there, I assume to do more with tin mines as opposed to anything ancient. So I do hope you enjoyed that episode. It was really fun making, actually. I do love coming around and exploring all these places. I think it's fascinating. So do give a video a big like, one of those. Do subscribe to theBriceSide, it really does help the channel grow. Hit the notification bell and you never miss out on any video that we post. We're on social media, we're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, at theBriceSide, so do check us out on that. So from us to you, cheers and gone. Nice bench there, just overlooking the sea. Now that's a spot to have a pasty.